Good late morning, everybody. Let me say just a few things. I am not, and never have claimed to have been, I don't do anything supernatural, I don't do anything occult. I do use a wide range of techniques to do what I do. I have a very checkered kind of past. I'm a developmental psychologist by training. I was close to a decade. I was a director of research at Children's Television Workshop at Sesame Street. I have been a teacher through a series of odd sorts of confluences. I became an entertainer 9 years ago with a show that has gone through several iterations called Mind Games, which demonstrates some of the hidden potentials of the mind in a fun way, again, not in a supernatural way, using a wide range of techniques. I will use virtually any technique available to me as a human being other than electronics or hidden stooges. I don't use stooges, I don't use plants. Brief period in the 1960s, but I don't discuss that. And I've also been trained when I did my graduate work at Penn. My mentor was a man named Ray Birdwhistle, who founded the field of nonverbal communication, those subtle bits of information that we pick up and that we give off. It is indeed what Edward Hall called the silent or the hidden language. It is the language most of us speak to most people most of the time. I mean, I could say to you, that's really an ugly shirt. Okay, and you know I don't mean it because you hear the laughter in my voice. The words that I say become close to irrelevant. What is important is the tone in which I'm using in that case. My wife and I sometimes watch Japanese television on cable. We don't understand Japanese at all, but you know, after like 15 minutes, we get what's going on. Okay? Context provides far more information. In fact, Ray Birdwhistle's book was called Kinesics in Context. So I somehow went from being a college professor to an entertainer. Marshall McLuhan, my hero, once said, anyone who thinks there's a difference between an educator and an entertainer does not know the first thing about either. Okay, and I kind of lean in that direction. I want to show you something that both came out of classroom demonstrations, became part of the stage show, which incidentally opens in a new iteration in New York in some previews shortly at the Muckhor Screening House, and then we open for real in London in July. But if you want schedules, it's on the website, marcsalem.com. Spell Mark any way you want, it'll still get you there. Let me give you a perfect example, though, of how the nonverbals work. Could everybody please go like this? Go like this? Go like this? Go like this? Now stick out your fingers. Those are your thumbs. All right. Sir, put down that finger. Thank you. The fact is, far more information is conveyed non-verbally than verbally. I want to show you something that comes directly out of this experience, and let's see. Could you join me up here, please? Just come up on the stage. And this gentleman over there, could you just come on up here and take your time? Great. Just come on up. And how about, you know, not looking at me is not going to stop me from picking you. Could you, yes, please? And yeah, you're in the front row. You could come on up. I'd run back there, but not in the mood. And could you? We only get 20 minutes. Come. Delighted you could grace the stage with your presence, and you make the stage look terrific. Thank you very much for joining me. Could you all just take a step or two to my left, please? That's my right. I will not do that to you again. All right. But the point is, it's obvious. They're at a spot they've never been before. I'm moving swiftly in this direction. I swing my arms in this direction. The words become virtually invisible. They become totally irrelevant. I will not do that to you again. Could you just, like, come over here? Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. Come. Okay, and come a little bit forward. Great, and let's find out who you all are. You are?
Kurt.
Kurt, welcome, Kurt. Please take a marker. And you are?
Marie.
Welcome, Marie. Please take a marker. And you are?
Barney.
Barney. Have we ever met before?
Not that I know.
No, otherwise you'd be a lot more excited. Okay. And you are?
Ruth.
Hi, Ruth. And?
Zizi.
Welcome, Zizi. Ruth, do me a favor, put this glass down on the table behind you and give me those pieces of cardboard. Thank you. One for Zizi, one for Ruth, Barney, Marie, and Kurt. In a moment, I'm going to ask you all to make a drawing. It could be a sketch, a doodle, something you've drawn. Don't take the top off yet, Barney, no matter how much you enjoy the fragrance. It could be a sketch, a doodle, something you've drawn before, something you've never drawn before. The important thing is it be a drawing of something, and not merely a series of random wiggly lines. From the time that I tell you, you're going to have 30 seconds to make the drawing. When you're finished with the drawing, you'll put the top back on the markers. You'll pass the markers to Barney. Barney, you'll take the markers, you'll put them back in the glass. You'll take your drawings, you'll pass them down to Kurt. Kurt, you'll take them and mix them all up. Nothing could be easier. But it is within the realm of possibility that you all could get a sense of what it is that they're drawing. I suspect this will be a lot more interesting, a lot more fun if you try not to zero in on what they're drawing. So let me make a recommendation. When you make your drawing, do not make large arm motions. Because if you do this, everybody will know you made a square. So keep your elbow in. Keep your elbow in. Keep the drawing close to your body when you're making it, but do make it sufficiently large so the people in back could see. Your 30 seconds begins now. From this point on, the clock is ticking. Believe it or not, already 4 seconds have gone by. And the time that it took me to say 4 seconds have gone by, another 6 seconds have gone by. We're now down to 19 seconds. It's a remarkable phenomena. As time moves forward, the numbers are moving backwards. We're down to 16 seconds right now. You should be more than halfway finished your drawing. We're at 14, 13, 12, 11. No, they sit there. Put the top back on the markers. Pass the markers to Barney. Barney, take those markers, place them in the glass. Please take your drawings, pass them all up to Kurt. Kurt, are they passing them to you? Do you have them? Mix them up, please. Mix, 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 mix. All mixed up? And the drawings too? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to show everybody what's been drawn. I'm going to ask each one of you if you drew it. Each of you will say no. Even if you did draw it, you'll say no, which means one of these people will be lying. We're going to see if we get distinguished based on physical motion, vocal quality, perhaps some other factors, who's telling the truth and who's lying. Please understand, I'm using a wide range of techniques, but also on the website I have this sort of thing. I have a monthly column in Men's Health magazine also, dealing with a lot of this sort of thing. I do government work, but we'll talk about that in a little while. So I'll show it to you one at a time. You'll each say no, then I'll show it to the audience, and then I'll go, well, here, say nothing yet. First, let me show this to all of you. Okay, let me show it to the audience. It's very nice. It's 3... balloons with a meteor headed directly towards them. Obviously, there's one of those ever popular flying W's. The good news is I don't have to explain what kind of mind makes such drawings. All right. By the way, if you weren't aware of it, this one's red, this one's blue, this one's yellow. Operative answer is no. Even if you drew it, say no. Did you draw this? Draw this? No. Draw this? No. Draw this? Draw this. Okay. Now, you could go to the 60 Minutes website and you'll cite and look up Marc Salem or Mind Games, and it'll have a segment of the 60 Minutes piece. This is a piece I did with Mike Wallace and people on stage. I do this virtually every single evening in the program. The first person virtually every single evening does the same exact thing. There's a sense of discomfort being the first person at having to lie. They want to see how the truth tellers do it. They always turn their head to look. In this case, one person, again, you might have seen, turned their head to see how it looked. Is that yours? Okay. Now, let me explain something. It is virtually impossible for somebody to lie. I mean, unless they're pathological. Hey, Bernie. If we're conscious of the fact that we're lying, then there is always what we call leakage. There's always some information that's being given off. Could I have the next one, Kurt, please? Show this to all of you. We know it's not yours, easy, okay? Last year's BlackBerry. It's obviously the black and white one. Go trio, you won't go back. Operative answer is no, even if you drew it, say no. Draw this? No. Draw this? No. Draw this? Draw this. Draw this? No. Draw this? Nope. Draw this? No. Draw this. Okay, now, if you were to look at this subtly, particularly on a tape, again, they're giving off a lot of cues, a lot of different things, but one person did this, no. The very first, did you see that? All right. An empty swing in a park. Poignant, wouldn't you say? What does this tell us about this person's childhood? Hidden potential? I think so. Operative answer is no. If you drew it, say no. Draw this? No. Draw this? Draw this. One more time. Draw this? No. Draw this? No. Draw this. Okay. You ever hear the expression, you can't stare someone in the eyes and lie? Look, I have hair. The fact of the matter is that in most cultures, when we talk to people, we look at them, we look away. We look away. If somebody locks you directly in the eyes, and this is something we're taught from childhood, we think that's a truth teller. Really what it means is they're either very uncomfortable with what they're saying, or it's an overture to romance. In this case, I'm reasonably sure it's not the latter. But one person locked in on the eyes both times that I went through the row, didn't let it deviate at all, just locked in, thinking again. That's what a truth teller has to do. It's a dead giveaway. That's yours. Did you feel yourself doing that? Can I have the next one, please? Obviously, someone thinking of lunch. I think it was drawn by a man. It's a gift. Operative answer is no. Even if you drew it, say no. Did you draw it? No. Draw it? Draw it? No. Draw it? Okay. Now, in this case, we have the classic George Bush move. All right? Not only are the eyes rapidly blinking, all right, which again is his biggest giveaway. I mean, it really goes like this. But for the first time, this person wanted to make sure that they were being extra emphatic to me. So it's the eyes blinking going no. Before they didn't move their head back and forth. Now it's as if this will convince you. Can't control the eyes, but this could be a conscious move. I'm reasonably sure it's yours. All right, wait. All right, you paying attention? Yes. Who do you think drew the next one? I'm a fan, by the way. I don't know him, but I'm a fan. I mean, who? Wait, who? Let's first find out. Barney, did you draw this? Next one?
I think so.
You're supposed to say no. First of all,
no way.
Don't even consider a career in politics. I'm just going to ask you 3 quick questions about your drawing. Say no to all 3, okay? Animal?
No.
Vegetable?
No.
Mineral?
No.
One time, animal?
Yes.
I reiterate, do not consider a career in politics. All right. You're just going to, in fact, say nothing to me, Barney. Okay, some kind of animal, say nothing to me. Some kind of animal, some kind of animal, some kind of animal, a bipod, two-legged animal, chimpanzee, human being. Four-legged animal, farm animal, pet animal. Four-legged animal, five-legged animal. No legs, a fish, no legs. 4 legs, 2 legs, two-legged animal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Six-legged animal, six-legged animal, many two-legged animals, and a four-legged animal, 4 not legs, Not legs, not legs, not legs. 4 stands, 4 stands, 4 things, 4 tripods, 4 wheels, 4 wheels, 4 wheels. Many two-legged things and 4 wheels. Can we see what it is? Honest people. Give them all a round of applause. Thank you, Zizi. Thanks so much for helping. Thanks so much for helping. Thanks. Thanks so much, Barney. You can keep it. Thanks. Thanks. Thank you. Really, keep them. I put them in the refrigerator. All right, let's just see how well you're attending to this nonverbal stuff. Let's just get one more test along these lines. Everybody go like this, please. Go like this. Go like this. Go like this. When I say now, I want you, okay, go like this. Good. When I say now, I want you to let your hand down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, very good, very good. By the way, I still haven't said it. Now, the point is I went like this, you thought the game was over. An important element. Paul Watzlawick writes about this in dealing with reality and nonverbal communication. It's a matter of how we punctuate ideas. You thought my idea was finished, but I was still playing the game, and this is part of the nature of nonverbal and all processes. We put in artificial endings to things. Things don't end. When you meet somebody, you may think that's the beginning of their life. It's not. Okay? They had a life before they met you. They're going to have one after you walk away from them. There's a lot of fun you can have with the nonverbal element, but it is a language that one could learn. There's elements of it that indeed could be deceptively easy. There's other elements that one has to catalog things in their mind. On the website, I have a complete catalog, for example, of what smiles mean. Different people smile at different times. To most people, a smile is a smile. I'm on court television almost every Friday doing some analysis. And a smile is not a smile. A fake smile is pretty easy to tell. A fake smile comes on quickly, it disappears quickly. A real smile takes some unconscious muscle control, which is very, very hard even for the best of actors to control. I was once asked if I could tell if Marlon Brando was lying. And the simple answer is no, because when Marlon Brando acted, it was method acting. So he believed what it was he was acting. If one is pathological, if one believes what it is that they're saying, there's very little leakage, no leakage perhaps at all. Those people are the most difficult to obviously read. There's other ways in which you could fool them and that sort of thing. Lying is just part of our hidden potential, the whole concept of mind games, games that we play with each other, ways in which we influence people, the ways in which advertisers influence our choices, the ways in which certainly that in my program, I try to influence my audience, deceive the audience. I'll use every technique possible, as I say, from the tricks of an advertiser to the stage management of a magician to, actually, there's somebody trying to drown themselves right now in Lincoln Center. No, I think that's a good idea. I do not do daredevil things. The worst thing I do is eat steak. What I want to do is thank you for letting me just play a little bit of these mind games. Thank you for inviting me to this august group. I listened closely this morning. I appreciate everybody who's here. A lot of people came over to me before and they said, hey, you gave a wonderful talk this morning. Apparently, they thought I was Craig and I changed very quickly and then was walking around the lobby fishing for compliments. Sorry to break the news to you. I thank you very much. Thanks.